Hey there, YouTube. This is the Wealth Whisperer with another video coming out for you. You can see I've got some cases here and displays, ways to display your coins. And I was just going to go over like some of the cases where to get them, some maybe gift ideas if you want to try to help someone get started with stacking silver. You see my crab, what are those called? Charcuterie boards. One of my relatives made that. I think it's pretty cool. But anyways, that is a good gift, but that's not what we're talking about today. So let's look at some of this other stuff. Here are just a couple examples. This, you can usually get one of these when you buy a coin at a coin shop or that kind of thing. You can get these for pretty cheap on Amazon if you want a quick way to store coins. I like these little capsules. You can buy like 100 of them for pretty cheap. There's capsules with gaskets in them, like that hold certain size coins. Like you can buy one specifically for dimes or quarters, or you can get a universal gasket that kind of has cutouts that you can use for anything. These are really good gifts. This is a proof coin. You can see it's a little shinier than a regular coin. It's very mirror finished. They're a little bit more than a regular, like this is a Silver Eagle. They're priced a little higher than a spot Silver Eagle typically. But because of the mirrored finished, it has good contrast. You can really see the details on the front and the back. So those are really pretty coins. I like to collect at least one of those. This is not something I would stack a bunch of. I'd get regular Silver Eagles if I wanted sovereign coins, and I would get rounds if I just wanted the cheapest way to stack silver. But it's kind of nice if you're giving a gift or that kind of thing. This is another little cheap stand you can get at Amazon that someone could stand their coin up on. They're probably a couple bucks. Then you've got your tubes, constitutional dimes. It's always a good cheap way, to get someone started into the silver stacking world. If we ever get to a barter system, you're going to need people to barter with, so you might as well try to help people learn how to stack silver. At the current time of this video, these are about almost $3 a piece. So, you could give a gift as little as $3 or, give 10 dimes, which would be about $30. And they could be Mercury dimes or, Roosevelts or whatever you want to do. This box here, this is just a little jewelry box. These things you can find on sale at Hobby Lobby for like $5 or $10. So that's kind of neat. This is a display box I got at Amazon. It's got a piece of glass on the top of it and the velvet plush inside. It's kind of nice. It doesn't have dividers. It doesn't have coin holders or anything. So you could use it to display, whatever you want to display in it. Those are about $20 on Amazon. You can get them in different colors. This is kind of neat. I just made a little sovereign pack here. You've got your Australia, South Africa. Is that right? South Africa. You've got Canada and Mexico coins in there. So it's kind of a neat little box. It's you've got the coins inside with the actual capsule holders, and so they won't mess around. I think this was at APMEX. APMEX and SD Bullion have great cases, so if you're ever ordering from those, it's free shipping if you order over $200 from those places, but you have to keep in mind you pay for shipping if you're under $200, so it's better to, you know, order things together there. This is a cool little case. You know, you can see I have a Proof Liberty in there, but it just holds a coin. They're like $2 at Hobby Lobby. You get like 2 of them for $5, so that's a pretty neat little holder. Some of these, like John Wick, you know, there's other franchises like this where, you know, I've seen some for Star Wars and that kind of thing, where they just come in their own little plastic case, and you can just leave them in that and put it in a card. This is another Hobby Lobby little, I guess like a jewelry box or that kind of thing, but I think this was $2, and you could potentially put a coin in there. I have some toned coins in there that I like. These, we went over these in the last video I did, but this is you know, it holds capsule coins. You can get that on Amazon. This holds 10th ounce you know, gold coins, or well, 10th ounce any coin, if you're gonna stack those. The premium's pretty high, so I don't know if you'd want to stack those. Some people would like to stack those just because the price of gold is so high that you know, having a small coin means it's a little easier to trade than, like, say if you had a $3,000 ounce. You know, that would be hard to barter with, but nice if you need to, you know, pick up your money and go real quick. It's nice to have it in one coin versus, you know, 100 silver ounces. This is what 20 silver ounces comes from if you get it from the mint or, you know, from a website. This is a nice little 6-ounce box that you can get from SD Bullion. My aunt is big into horses and rodeo, you know, barrel racing and that kind of thing. So Scottsdale has the rifleman and the cowboy rounds on the sides, the antique and the regular versions, and then I found these other two in the middle here that I thought were cool coins. So, you know, you can find themes like, you know, whether people like Star Wars or Harry Potter, or, you know, just the sovereign of a country. You can find different things that people like that might get them interested in the hobby. And then these gold backs. If you've never heard of these or seen these, they're a little misleading. They're not backed by gold. They actually are made with gold. So this little one from Florida here, it's worth about $3. This one from Wyoming's about 30-some dollars, I think. But this one has 1/200th troy ounces of gold, and this one has 1/2000th troy ounces of gold. So these are neat. They have interesting artwork, and if you want to give someone silver and gold, it's an option, you know, a cheaper option than trying to buy a $300 and some coin like this, or $3,000 ounce. So those are just some ideas for gifts, and maybe even just cases for yourself if you kind of want to display your silver or that kind of thing. A lot of times you don't want to, you know, announce to too many people that you collect silver, or, you might have an unfriendly visitor to your house someday looking for your collection. But, you know, for some people, it's unavoidable. And some people, you know, you might show your parents or your, you know, your closest loved ones, but I wouldn't advertise it on Facebook or, you know, show the cable guy that you have, you know, really expensive collections or that kind of thing. But you just have to use common sense. But that's some of the gift ideas I have, and you know, some of the cases. What do you guys think? If you've, you know, done any cool gifts other than these, let me know. I forgot to say this. This is another good way to get people into collecting, or even if you give them something else. If you can kind of show the value of silver by, you know, the quarters that are 1965 and up were not made out of silver, so they're just worth a quarter. But if it was made before 1964 or before, then it has 90% silver, and they're like $7, you know, over $7 now, or the dime's about $3. So this is $10 worth of silver. I think $1.40 face value of constitutional silver's about an ounce of silver. But this is you can start someone, you know, on a small stack with just a $10 gift. And I like to put a Mercury dime in there instead of a Roosevelt, just so you can have kind of a unique coin, but still show them with a quarter, you know, how silver has appreciated, you know, since 1964, and, you know, retained its value, whereas, you know, coins that weren't made out of silver did not. So, just some interesting ideas. Let me know if you have any interesting ideas, or if you have any questions, or any of that kind of stuff. But all right, like and subscribe and all that jazz, and have a wonderful day. All right, bye bye.